What's up guys, and welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Theo, and this channel is all about EDC or everyday carry. Today I want to talk about reliability and how that specifically factors into the EDC gear you carry, as well as what are my go-tos sort of when it comes to gear I know I can count on. Be sure to let me know in the comments as well what exactly you look for when you're purchasing your own everyday carry gear. Alright, so let's briefly understand what EDC is first. Fundamentally, EDC is a form of preparation. Being able to have control over the things that happen in our life on no matter how small a level is reassuring. So I guess you could say to a lesser extent, EDC is a form of security even. Over the years, as the hobby has grown, the nature of the game has actually changed a lot. A good example of this are the pocket dumps I'm sure you've seen online. A lot of these pocket dumps tend to prioritize aesthetic appeal over functional practical use. And while I like a good looking pocket dump as much as anybody else, unfortunately this makes it difficult to discern the good tools from the bad tools. And it also doesn't really help that a lot of these people don't even use their tools on a regular basis, and there is a crap ton of marketing fluff out there right now. So starting with my knife, let's talk about some of the things you can do to ensure that you're getting something that you can count on. The knife that I've carried religiously for the last couple of years is the Chris Reeve Sebenza 21 Small, or just the Sebenza 21 for short. A lot of people can attest to the prowess of this knife, and it's probably one of the most well-known knives in the knife enthusiast community. Without a doubt, this knife's reputation precedes it, and that's why you should always consider something that already has a solid proven track record. A good knife should last you for many, many years to come. One of my other favorite knives is the Benchmade Bug Out, but it's not necessarily a knife that I would trust my life to. The axis lock that Benchmade employs uses two Omega springs, which will given enough use, wear out and will need replacing. Now on the other hand, the Sebenza here uses a very simple frame lock, which is going to be more reliable in the long run. I'm not saying simple is necessarily better, but generally speaking, it means less things to go wrong. Next, properly maintaining your tools will prolong their longevity as well as ensure that they're working when you need them to be. I regularly disassemble my knives and apply lubricant to the internal components. And I do the same things to my flashlight sort of, just to a lesser extent. O-rings are used to keep out contaminants and ensure the waterproofiness of your flashlight. But if they're dry or if they've even snapped, this waterproofing can be compromised. So it's good practice to regularly lubricate the O-rings on your flashlights. You also want to periodically recharge the rechargeable battery in your flashlight and store rechargeable batteries in a half-charged state if they're being stored for an extended period of time. Now on the topic of flashlights, my go-to flashlight is the Overready Boss 35. Overready enjoys a reputation for utilizing some of the most advanced components out there, and they make their flashlights out of the US. This flashlight employs a light sensor which allows for full programmability as well as a very cool bounce feature which works like so. There's also a separate body that you can run within a larger battery for extended runtime, brightness, and versatility. Even after 3 years, and that's a very long time in the flashlight world, which moves very quickly in terms of technology, this remains one of the most advanced lights out there. All this said, making sure that your gear is future-proofed is a form of reliability in of itself. With flashlights, especially for EDC, I wouldn't worry about the lumens too much and instead look for things like full programmability, which will be much more useful in the long run. Now you might have already guessed from the company name, but Overready makes a very tough flashlight, and this light has seen some serious abuse in the years that I've owned it. Okay, so going back to future-proofing, let's talk about my watch. I don't do smartwatches, and this is because they are inherently disposable. Anything you buy today is likely going to be obsolete in just a couple years because of how quickly the industry is moving. I learned my lesson the hard way, having owned both a Fitbit and a Apple Watch Series 3, I believe. I could never remember to charge them, and the Series 3 had to be charged literally every single day. And there was always something buggy going on in the software with them. I don't know what it was. Either way, this isn't to say that smartwatches don't have merit, which they absolutely do. It's just to say that traditional watches like this one here are much more reliable. A G-Shock is extremely tough, and I never have to worry about flicking my wrist like I had to do with the Apple Watch just to see the time. This particular model has solar charging as well as atomic timekeeping, which basically means that I'll never have to remember to charge it or even reset the time. Not having to think or go through numerous loopholes even is the hallmark of a good tool. As many will say, your tool should be working for you and not the other way around. Hopefully this video has helped explain some of the things to look out for when you're trying to find reliable gear for your everyday carry. The EDC hobby as a whole has definitely experienced sort of a paradigm shift, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't do your due diligence when purchasing new gear. So with this in mind, it's just as important to have gear that actually performs as well as it does look good. If you made it this far, thanks for watching. Thumbs up if you liked it, and subs if you loved it. Peace out.